Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much again for joining me here. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Let's take a look here at XRP, double check a few important factors here. This coin's looking actually pretty good if you take a look at the macro. I want to double check a few important things. First of all, I got some alerts that triggered overnight, so I want to kind of double check. When I set alerts, I don't just set alerts and blindly jump into a trade. I want to reevaluate, as we're doing here, to ensure it's still worthwhile, right? You always want to make sure to do your own due diligence too. We can see a descending broadening wedge here. Nice little breakout there. Definitely a good pattern here. Granted, that's not a reason to take a trade, but certainly nice to see that. We'll go ahead and extend out our fibs here from before. We'll stick with our macro fib levels for the moment, just to recognize that we are coming up against some resistance potential here soon. And what we also want to do too is take a look at some back-end liquidation data and just kind of recognize where we're at here. But the truth is we are breaking free from this local range, and there's a solid chance that this is the beginning of a next leg up. So we'll talk about that. If you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. If you've been watching for a while, deeply appreciate you. Thank you so much for just being an amazing part of my life. I really love making a positive impact on people's lives, and I deeply appreciate, again, just being being part of that with me and this journey. We're coming up on 4 years on the channel, 20 years in trading. It's been a great experience. So let's take a look here. 2.5. A lot of liquidation has been swept, so bear in mind that we may see a bit of a pullback here. It might be like the beginning of a cup and handle type of pattern. We'll look at the charts, the smaller time frames, to identify that. But simply put, we got a lot of liquidation that's new to the upside. You can see these bars are just kind of fresh. That kind of just implies that these are the late shorts jumping in the market in the last few minutes. That also implies that any previous shorts got destroyed, and the price action may pull back or just naturally capitulate or retest that local high as a new low. So those are things we all want to kind of pay attention to. We take a look at the macro here though. I don't think we're there yet, but we're close. So we may actually just see one more candle wake up. In fact, hold on, did it actually hit that? Let's see here, we are currently at a high of 251. Sometimes these liquidation charts don't exactly update super fast. So 251, so we basically swept this level here. There's just a small chunk at 253 to 255, so we'll probably see 253, 255 soon, or perhaps in the relative near future. Keep in mind there's just a large amount there, but roughly half of that has been taken care of. Liquidation delta has shifted bullishly ever since we broke that trend line, and it's all looking pretty solid here in the overall sense. We can see when it comes to open interest, there are the heaviest amounts of open interest at 242, and prior to that, of course, 232. But we got late longs at 246, 242, and previous to that 244. So there's a lot of confluence at that 244 mark, plus or minus a couple cents, reinforcing potential support at that level. And we do take a look at the price action here. 244 is right around here. It's basically this guy here. So it's basically just above the local high, right about here. So I'll just keep that little guy there just for perspective's sake. We'll take a look at that here in a moment. When we take a look at the daily time frame first, we want to recognize and open the charts up here with an open mind. First of all, you don't have a bias towards price going up or down when you look at the charts. While the likelihood of further upside makes sense right now, considering how well it's performing, contrary to how terrible the majority of the market is, you got to recognize that can change at any time. And the overall sentiment here, though, if you look at it just abstractly, this is probably one of the better type of structures I've seen from a daily time frame. We're above the 20, the 200 is trending positively in a higher high direction. We can also recognize too as well that we're above every moving average. Over 50 on the RSI, check number 2, that's phenomenal. SCY is pretty much the only other coin that has that going for itself right now. Money flow index is right there with it. I wouldn't say it's amazing, but it's not low, which is good. And everything else looking pretty solid here. We got a MACD convergence. The price action looks like it wants to continue to break higher. So for the most part, these are all very favorable factors that you want to look for in a daily time frame. 4-hour time frame too. Above every single moving average, we broke free from this descending trend line. We can recognize as well that we are over 50 on the RSI, moving towards 70, so that's a common rejection level. So please note the price could turn around here soon, just based on that being kind of a natural resistance range. It would make sense with this 0.618 fib level here. Another thing that would make sense too, a lot of times the price action will handle out and continue back higher after it retests its local high. Again, truthfully, the local high was retested at 251. You can see that candle wick there, but if you're just looking at candle bodies alone, this zone is likely to be retested here soon before the next leg up. That's generally how it's supposed to work. Does trading work out the way that you want to at all times? Definitely not, but these are all favorable signs. Nothing here at all telling you should short because it's overextended. Keep in mind too, when you look at overextension, it's really not that bad. Even though we are at a 9, we can see we had a 12-hour block here where the price went sideways, another 6 to 8 hours here. I really don't feel like this is a massive overextension. I do feel like this extra injection of volume implies likelihood of continuation higher. Bear in mind, there are a lot of small little fair value gaps as low as 230. We could see that happen. If I recall correctly, I saw some liquidation down at 225 to 220. It's not that terrible though. Honestly, majority liquidation on the upside makes more sense. So again, here we are, retesting 251. Probably going to see that 253 to 255 mark before it pulls back. So what I would be interested in doing, because I don't like try to catch late runners like this, I'm going to be looking for, a trade alert at like 245, 246, and to potentially catch that retest if it happens to continue higher from there. Okay, that's generally how I like to trade. I'm more conservative. Do I miss opportunities? Absolutely. I'll probably miss more than the average person, but granted, less potential trades taken, I have a higher success rate just because I'm a little more patient. And it's not a gloat whatsoever. I wish I didn't miss as many opportunities as I do. I'm sure my community could say the same, but the truth is, I'd much rather trade with confidence than just kind of be up all night stressing like, okay, I took kind of a high risk trade. There's things you do in life that are high risk that keep you up at night, and you shouldn't be doing those. Trading is one of those things too. You should be able to sleep better at night knowing that you've made a good decision, right? So, anyways. I'll clean up the charts. I'll post a playout chart here shortly on Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. To all of our new community members here who have joined our community, first of all, congrats on our recent Bitcoin short profits. There really hasn't been too much to celebrate this week. It's been a pretty bad week for trading. Me personally, just thinking out loud, looking for confirming factors. There hasn't been a lot of them. Not trying to FOMO into late shorts or take an early long. There's a lot of crazy stuff. Anyways, that's no excuse. I'm just letting you know that that's kind of the market. Trade alerts, be sure to tune into trade alerts. I kind of give you insight on coins I'm planning to trade. And then of course, signals guide. You have to read this if you're going to consider, taking any kind of trades that I might structure here for you in the community. Okay. All right. That's all there for you. I look forward to working with you either way. I deeply appreciate you. Hope you have a phenomenal rest of your day. We look forward to see you in the next one. Take care.